It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. A happy, marvelous Monday to you. I am Anastasia Palacios, and of course, it is my pleasure to be with you as you start off this new week, this Holy Week for those of the Christian faith, certainly a week committed to remembering those things that make their faith what it is. And so we celebrate that. We celebrate you. We're so grateful that you woke up and joined us dead early, as my co-host Mark would say, on this marvelous Monday. Of course, I know that many of you might be missing Mark. He, of course, is still out enjoying the birth of his twins, enjoying, I'm sure as a part of it, I'm sure also just trying to sleep where he can, but he'll be back with us soon enough. I hope it was a wonderful weekend for you, that you're looking forward to a great week. We've certainly got a great show lined up for you. So many things have happened since we last spoke. First of all, just congratulations to Ketanji Brown, the new Supreme Court Justice, the first African-American woman to be nominated and successfully receiving that role. Wonderful things, of course, happening with that this past weekend. Lots of stuff still happening in international news in terms of Russia and Ukraine. And so we continue to pray for the people of Ukraine, and not just them. The wars continue around the world, whether they make headline news or not. We could think about the people in Sudan and Darfur. We think about the people, of course, in Palestine, in Iraq, in Israel, all around the world where conflict continues. We continue to pray for them. And then even here at home, where the violence continues, especially amongst young people, we acknowledge that and pray that the right people will emerge forward, walking in purpose, of course, that those things can be stopped as best they can. And before I go any further, wanting to take a moment to wish a very belated happy birthday to my little brother, Hillary. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. And so wishing you many more years of God's grace and favor, H. May you continue to be blessed. And of course, I was unable to join you all on Friday because I was in Grand Bahama. I was back home, my lovely island of Grand Bahama, unfortunately there for the passing and funeralization of the one and only Anita Doherty. We continue to pray that you would rest in peace. Certainly a homegoing celebration, very worthy of our warrior queen. And to all of you managing through grief and loss, or in the celebration of birth and joy, know that you are in our thoughts and prayers here on Bahamas at Sunrise. But we've got a great show lined up for you today. As I mentioned, we've got going to be talking to some phenomenal people. It really is a full show, and we're happy about that. BTVI is back. We're finding out of their media, tech, and IT programs. Doctors Hospital is also here. They're going to be talking about occupational therapy. And John Gomez joins us from Alive to talk about the Speed Test Awards that they recently won. And we're also going to be hearing from Jeff Beckles, who will be speaking at the upcoming Eleuthera Business Outlook. Full show ahead. Looking forward to all of it, particularly this conversation with Jeff Beckles. As you know, we're getting ready for the Eleuthera Business Outlook. It's happening on Thursday, April 28th, and it's going to host a dynamic range of speakers covering the topic Beyond Recovery into Growth. Of course, you're invited to register, and you simply go to tclevents.com to do that. You do not want to miss it. If you're connected to the island of Eleuthera, want to be involved with the island of Eleuthera, where I am told that properties are just flying left, right, and center. It really looks like it's going to be the future in many ways. And so if you want to join us, please go to tclevents.com. It's been a mouthful so far for the morning, and you're hearing it all from me, but it's a blessing to be here with you. We're actually going to take a first look now at weather with Godfrey Burnside. Felt a little nippy out there last night, Godfrey. Please let us know what's happening with weather this week. Of course, many people, students on spring break, people looking to travel. So let us know, Godfrey. Here is our first look at weather.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather sunrise, high pressure, north of the islands will support breezy, stable, and dry conditions for most of the week. We expect increased showers on Friday. Weak front boundary across the southeastern islands should throw up a few showers in that area. Today, partly sunny, breezy, and warm, with a few showers over the southeastern islands, high temperature 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, mainly clear over the northwest and central Bahamas, partly cloudy and mild over the southeastern islands with a few lingering showers. You're looking down to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Islands of region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 85 and 77. In Jamaica, 87 and 77. In Trinidad, 88 and 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 82 and 69. Across North America, Atlanta, 74 and 44. In Raleigh, 70 and 39. In Miami, 80 and 65. Dallas, Texas, 81 and 67. And Toronto, Canada, 42 and 30. As you go the week, high pressure continues to be the dominant feature. With some troughing across the northwest bar will increase some showers on Friday. Temperature daytime will be in the mid to upper 80s at daytime and the upper 60s at nighttime. That puts you up in your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you so much, Godfrey. Great technical courses such as information technology, media, and electronics are offered for study at BTVI. We're going to learn more about that this morning with this story from our own Annalise Thompson.
If you're interested in information technology, electronics, and media technology, then the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute may be the place for you.
Okay, currently we offer 5 IT programs in the IT department. We have from the entry level, we also have the support specialist program, and we also have the associate degree programs like IT management, the software engineering, and we also have the network engineering program.
Okay, so we offer certificate and applied science degree courses in both electronics and media technology. The electronic certificate program runs for just about a year and a bit, full-time. The applied associate of science programs run just over 2 years.
The media technology program here at BTVI is intended to be a really intense and well-rounded program that's geared to introduce students to all aspects of the technical production process associated with media. So you have courses ranging from video production, studio production, audio production. We have introduction to broadcast. There's introduction to transmission, all areas that really seek to engage and show students the entire process.
The time required to complete these courses varies.
Well, we have 2 programs that run presently, and we're going to be expanding that. There is a diploma program, which I think can be completed in a little over a year. And then there's an associate's program that we have. That's about a 2-year program. We'll soon be offering courses that are kind of a la carte. So if you're in the industry and you'd like to retool and retrain, you're able to come in and get the latest technology, the latest software offering, this type of thing. We want to position our program to be able to do that.
It ranges. You can complete the entry level in about 1 semester, which is 15 weeks if you're full-time. And then you can complete the support specialist one in 1 year if you're full-time. Going on to the associate's degree, you can complete them in 2 years if you're full-time.
Certain skill sets are required for admission to the electronics and media technology programs.
So students that enter both programs should have a good background in mathematics, especially at the BJC level. Even though that is not a permanent requirement, we ask that they do have that. If they don't, we work with them to bring their skill set to a sufficient level to survive through the program.
These programs will prepare students for a variety of professions.
So the electronic program right now provides an integrated a person who can work in various areas that are applied to electronics, like the air conditioning, refrigeration field, the auto mechanic field, the electronic field itself, and also electrical installation. In media technology, our students they can provide services for video editing, audio editing, and also short film and commercial production.
Well, you know, in the IT department, all of our degrees are backed by international certifications, CompTIA, just to name a few, CompTIA, Cisco, and Microsoft. So students, when they leave, they can get jobs. IT support specialists, they can work in the data department, they can do web development, Android development, they can design apps at this point. So there's a wide range that they can get jobs in.
When you think of BTVI, BTVI really seeks to partner with industry, right? And so, like all of the various disciplines offered here, the media technology department or program partners with all industry stakeholders. We have a wonderful relationship with the regulator, who is IRCA, who has opened up doors to us for all of our sector players. So we have direct contact with ZNS, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Cable Bahamas with RTV. We're looking to partner with BTC and what they offer with their channels. All of the, and that's just the TV side, you know, all of the radio partners are actively involved with what we do.
The IT department provides programs for high school students and others.
Well, we have the ICT program. This is mainly for students who are coming out of grade 9, going to grade 10, and they are with us for 3 years in the summer, and they can get BTVI credits at that time, and they can actually use them to come back to BTVI and even transfer to go to school inside the United States. So the nano degree program that we offer here, person can come in and they can gain certifications, a stock of certifications from Microsoft, CompTIA, and Cisco.
There's a project that is still in its early stages.
Our studio is going to be a real-world lab environment that seeks to tool students to go into the active and production environment and work on day one. So you'll see a fully digital television studio on campus here. You will see the development of a fully digital radio station that is being developed on this campus. Now, we are in our infancy, but we've done extensive work in the development, design, and the whole production planning of that facility, and we're very excited about where that will go.
We are in the process now of building a first-class studio that will serve for the purposes of training, not only here in Nassau, but throughout the archipelago of the Bahamas that will reach all of the family islands. So we will be able to provide training in all disciplines, not only in media, not only in electronics, but the other disciplines as well.
If you are interested in media technology, here's why you should apply to BTVI.
Why study media at BTVI? Why not study media at BTVI? Everything is offered here for you. We are developing a program that is all-encompassing and seeks to reach the students where they are, seeks to address their interests where they are, but at the same time offering industry standard principles and study available right here in the Bahamas. You know, a lot of what we've gone through in the pandemic has made the world a whole smaller of a place, right? So you have access to training everywhere. But I can assure you, when it comes to technical media training, this is the place to be in our country. And we're looking to, do great things. We don't only benchmark with what's happening in the country. We're looking at what's happening in the region to our industry partners and colleges that are affiliated with us in North America and all over. Again, we are seeking to bring that experience here. And Bahamians are immensely talented. So just imagine now we're layering on the tools that they need to bring that whole concept together. And it's happening right here. Well, what is significant about what is happening in BTVI with the media technology program is our program is geared towards the engagement of the sector in our instruction. Just about all of our instructors are working professionals that work in the industry. And by doing that, we really tool our students from day one to be able to leave this institution and fill roles in active media production.
BTVI courses are available across the country and will soon include hybrid learning.
Okay, presently, all of our courses are online and they're virtual, so anyone on any family island that wishes to enroll that we have partnerships with, they can, and they can take our courses online.
For Bahamas at Sunrise, I'm Annalise Thompson.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. April is Occupational Therapy Month, and it's time to learn about all the benefits that this specialized healthcare provides. Here to talk with us about this are Zenobia Neely, the clinical manager and occupational therapist at Doctors Hospital, and she's joined by Dr. Kareen Sherwood-Wallace, who's the director for rehabilitation services at Doctors Hospital. Ms. Neely, Ms. Sherwood-Wallace, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
An absolute pleasure to have you both with us. And I guess the first thing people really want to know whenever you hear it, because it's, unless you need it, unfortunately, many people don't know about it. And so how do you define occupational therapy?
So occupational therapy is a healthcare profession that focuses on function. OT is very unique because our interventions are centered. First of all, they are client-centered, so the involvement of our patients are very important to the intervention and treatment plan. But we want to focus on the occupations that patients and our clients are unable to perform due to illness or a condition and injury that definitely will impact how they are able to be independent in those areas. And so for OTs, occupation is a lot more than just your employment. It's everything that you do. Occupation can look like play for children. That's their occupation. That's the way that they engage and they interact with the environment. Occupation can also be your actual employment. So any condition that's preventing you from being at your best. An OT consultation can be indicated. Also, ADL, so activities of daily living, and at its basic, that can be dressing, feeding yourself, basic grooming. And then sometimes we even look into our instrumental activities of daily living, and that involves a little bit more of executive functioning, multitasking. So that can be caregiving or driving, meal preparation, those activities that involve a little bit more of your cognitive abilities. So in general, these are the areas that we want to focus on. We want to make sure that we maximize one's function and independence in these areas. And even when you're unable to function 100%, or you are able to, those functions are able to return 100%. OTs can find ways and alternatives to how you can adapt the environment, how you can adapt the activities so that you can still function, so that you can still have some meaning and quality to life.
Wow. So it sounds like you all do a whole lot. And and that's why I'm so happy that we get to have shows like this where we get to explain the work that you do, because it includes every function that you don't even think of, because it's become so naturalized to the body in the current state. Of course, if someone is seeing an occupational therapist, that means that something might have happened that therefore requires them to relearn these skills. And so, Dr. Wallace, are you able to let us know when a person might need to see an OT?
Well, Zenobia did a good job at explaining, what is OT, and that kind of leads us into why someone might need to see an occupational therapist. And, this is OT month. I'm the director, I'm a physiotherapist. So I'm just going to let her shine a little more, and she can further explain, what are some of the reasons.
Certainly. And so tell us, Zenobia, why is it that somebody would need to see an occupational therapist?
So as I mentioned previously, if there is a condition, so let's say you might sustain a stroke, or maybe even just an upper extremity fracture. When you're unable, especially if that is your dominant hand, you do everything with that extremity, and now you're unable to perform those routine tasks, those meaningful activities. If you're a mother, you have difficulty holding your children or preparing them for school, and you cannot type if you're at work, or even feed yourself. So any condition, any injury, any illness that affects your ability to perform those routine daily tasks, as great or small they may be, that's the right time for you to have an OT consultation. And so what we would often do is assess the patient, the client, to see exactly what areas of function they're having difficulty with. And that helps us to decide, are we going to perhaps use therapeutic exercises? Are we going to integrate some activities? Are we going to have simulation of your functional activities, so that you can improve or establish, restore those functions again?
Wow. All right. And then you've talked to us a lot about, so many different people that would need OT. I love that you talked about moms lifting their children just now, because that immediately clicked with me and made me connect with, every basic thing that we do every day and we take for granted. What are some of the different interventions that occupational therapists provide?
So OTs work in a number of settings. So we work in the hospital, we work in the outpatient clinics, rehab clinics, within the community. And so just as varied as the settings are, as varied our specialty in terms of what we do and what type of interventions we provide. So for example, our hand therapist, our OT that's a hand therapist, may use the biomechanical techniques, more therapeutic exercises to engage that patient, to help them regain the range of motion or the muscle strength that's required for them to carry out their daily tasks. We also have OTs that work again with the pediatric population, and autism or children on the spectrum. So in that case, we will use activities for those patients. Sometimes we may use exercises, or we can also incorporate activities of daily living. So having that child practice how to dress themselves, how to plan toileting, how to communicate as well their needs. We will have them simulate feeding within the clinic. And so there are many interventions that can be used based on the setting, based on the condition, based on the general condition of the patient.
Wow. Yeah, this is powerful stuff. And I'm sure that there are some people who just happy to be hearing this information for the first time because so many of us don't think about it until something goes wrong. But there's something called ergonomics, right? And that has to do with perhaps preventing injury at work even before it occurs. Can you elaborate some more on that?
Yes, so ergonomics, such a hot topic, especially with the pandemic. A lot of persons are working from home, but even previous to this period, ergonomics assessments were very popular for those that were in their office or their workstation at wherever they are employed. So the goal of ergonomics is to modify the environment to fit the individual that works within that environment. So a lot of times we want to fix the person, and that's a part of it as well. But sometimes when we're experiencing strain or repetitive injuries, repetitive movement injuries, it's really due to our workstation setup. Perhaps the desk is too high. Perhaps the chair is a little bit too small or doesn't have the features or the accessories that's necessary, or the monitor is too low on your desk. So what we want to do is assess that workstation and identify risk factors. And those risk factors can be environmental. So that's directly, your monitor, your keyboard, your chair, your desk, or it can be your posture. Maybe you just have poor posture. You're slouching in the chair, you're bending or overreaching a little bit too much. Perhaps your job involves a lot of repetitive movement. You're typing a lot, writing a lot, constantly rotating your neck or flexing and extending it. Maybe you have your wrist in a flexed position or bent position for a prolonged period of time. So we want to observe the person within their natural working environment, whether that be at the office or in their home. And once we identify the deficits in function, then we look to solutions. How are we going to resolve this issue? Measurements are taken. There are standard measurements for your workstation. We want to make sure that that's correct. We want to also implement things like your 90-90 rule. When you sit at your desk, there should be a 90-degree angle at your hip, knee, and ankles. We want to make sure that you are maintaining a neutral position, whether you're at a standing or a sitting workstation. So that's a little synopsis of what ergonomics is.
And it's so important, right? Like we take for granted how much even just looking down impacts like our neck and our spine. And, so I love that we get to have these conversations on Bahamas Sunrise because it awakens our minds to things that we just take for granted until it's too late. So this has been a great conversation. Before we go, I am going to come back to you, Dr. Kareen, and just find out, what are some of the other services that Doctors Hospital provides in terms of rehabilitation?
So I just want to put it together, in terms of ergonomics, we also have, it comes under the umbrella of kind of a worker rehab kind of program, and that's or a vocational rehab program. And that's something that we offer at Doctors Hospital Rehab Services. We offer functional capacity assessments, work site analysis assessments. So basically we come to your office or wherever you are, and we can perform an assessment to see how, you're interacting with your work environment. And we do offer programs also, such as to check if you're right for the job, right? In terms of, do you have the physical capacity to perform the job that you were hired to do? So we also do pre-work assessments, that kind of a thing. And so other services that we offer here at Doctors, last time I think we were talking about our cardiac rehab program that we recently launched. That's doing pretty well. I think the patients that we have in the program, they were very excited and appreciative of such a program. So that added some support to what they were currently doing as part of their medical regime. We also have our post-COVID programs for our long haulers. That's going on as well. And we're offering service bundles. So we're the only place to probably offer speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy in that same space. And we realized that the cost can be an issue. So we're offering discounted programs for those persons who want all those 3 services, or maybe even need just 2 of those services. And also, I just wanted to tie in that we're opening our new facility in on Carmichael Road pretty soon. The Doctors Hospital Carmichael is open. Right now, I think they're offering laboratory services, but rehab will be on board quite, pretty soon. So look out for that. But overall, we are here to support the community, and we're here, Doctors Hospital Rehab, just to ensure that you get the best in terms of recovery from physical ailments and injuries. So yeah, that's us. We're a team of pretty relatively young individuals, so we're very high energy and very excitable. So you can follow us also on our Instagram page or Facebook page as well.
All right. And that Facebook page is Doctors Hospital, or
right,
the
Doctors Hospital Rehab Services. That's our Facebook page, and our Instagram is DH-rehab. So once you put in Doctors Hospital, you can't miss us, and you'll see our lovely team there. Or you can contact us at 302-4636, and we can provide further information for you.
Excellent. Well, it's been a great morning. Every time Doctors Hospital comes on, we learn so much. And this has been great learning about OT. I'm sure that people have so much more knowledge now, because it's one of those things, speech therapy is quite clear. And physiotherapy is quite clear, but you hear occupational therapy and many people don't understand it. So this has been a great conversation to have with you, Zenobia, and a great conversation to have with you, Doc, about everything that you offer all together. Love that you have those bundles. I'm sure the Carmichael population
shout out our OTs? I forgot. Can I just do that quickly?
Go ahead.
Okay, so of course, Zenobia. We also have Amy Etor, and we also have Jordan Moxie as part of our team, and Edward Russell, who is our OTA. So we have an excellent team of OTs at Doctors Hospital. We just want to say happy OT month to them.
Happy OT month to them, especially to my friends Jordan and Eddie. Appreciate all of you and all the work that you do to get us back to working fully, and even to preventing some injury from happening. Thanks again to both of you for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
All right, thank you for having us. Bye.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday. I'm Anastasia Palacios. Thank you so much for staying with us. It's been a great morning so far. Of course, we've spoken with some phenomenal professionals in their field. And, I think that the purpose of Bahamas at Sunrise has always been to inform, to entertain, and then to empower. This morning, it's been all about the information, learning about what's happening at BTVI and the many options available there. And then, of course, learning more about occupational therapy. Of course, it's Occupational Therapy Month. And it's just so many things that we don't consider until something goes wrong. So this morning, if everything is working and you are in good health, even if, you might got a little ache in the back or a little ache in the wrist, but you're functioning well, I think that's something to be grateful for and to give thanks for, considering that there's so many people that have so many challenges that they have to work through, as simple as lifting dishes, driving, or lifting their kids. A lot to be grateful for this morning, and that includes some great conversations. We've got more to come in the second half of the show. Indeed, we're going to be talking, of course, with John Gomez of Alive about the Speed Test Awards that they won recently. And we're also going to be hearing from Jeff Beckles, who will be speaking on our upcoming Eleuthera Business Outlook about his presentation there and what we can expect. Before we get to any of it, we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Pakistan, good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, high pressure, north of the islands, will support breezy, stable and dry conditions for most of the week. Weak front boundary across southern islands should trigger off a few showers in the southeastern islands. In your marine forecast today, winds east at 15 knots east to the 5 to the northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15-20 knots east, 46 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, those winds east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 46 for northwest Bahamas, continuing northeast to east at 15-20 knots, seas 46 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Wednesday, they continue east to southeast at 15-20 knots, seas 46 for northwest Bahamas, northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, seas 46 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Yeah, tides. You can expect a low tide at 10:52 this morning. Next high tide will be at 4:47 this afternoon. Low gain tonight at 10:53. Sunset 7:30 this evening. Rising at 6:49. UV index 8. Your water temperature 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Annual wind phase for this quarter. The external look, high pressure will be the dominant feature through most of the week. So you're looking at partly sunny, breezy, and warm conditions. But by Friday, we expect a trough north of the islands could trigger off some showers, particularly in the northwest and central Bahamas. And therefore, the subject daytime will be in the mid to upper 80s at daytime and the upper 60s at nighttime. That puts up your phone. Look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, Godfrey. Ookla awarded Alive and Rev the Speed Test Awards for Fastest Mobile Network and Fastest Fixed Network recently. Here to tell us more, we're very happy to welcome the Chief Executive Officer for Alive, Mr. John Gomez. Mr. Gomez, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. So exciting to hear that, Alive has won these outstanding awards. I think Bahamians always get excited when we know that any of us have done something prestigious, and this is a very big deal. Talk to us about how prestigious are these awards from Ookla?
So when you think about it, Ookla is the global index in terms of testing the speeds across the entire world. So this is not unique to the Bahamas. And so when you talk about how prestigious this particular award is, this is a global index in terms of them coming into this country. They're monitoring our performance of our network and measuring what's happening with all of the different providers. And the fact shows that Cable Bahamas, a group of companies, Alive and Rev, have the fastest speed from both a mobile and a fixed perspective.
Wow. Well, congratulations to all of you. There's one thing for you to want to do well and to keep doing well and be excellent, which Alive has come in and has been its mandate since the very beginning. But it's another thing when that can be measured. And so that is incredibly well done. Congratulations to you. What do you think is the strength of Alive's mobile network?
So when you think about the strength of the network, I think one measure that you can actually always go back to, and this is something has stuck and will continue to stick with all of us here in this country, in terms of back in 2019 with Hurricane Dorian, when that hurricane came through as one of the most devastating, the strongest hurricanes to ever pass through the Bahamas here, and it sat over Abaco and Grand Bahama for several days. And so our network stayed up before, during, and after the hurricane. But even if you fast forward to a few weeks ago, when we had a couple of boaters that left Andros and was going to Grand Bahama, and they had engine failure. And so the authorities reached out to us in terms of assisting them to locate them. And again, because of the performance, the strength you can equate it to of our network, we were able to locate those boaters and to bring them back home safely.
Wow, that is phenomenal, right? And so literally the network is saving lives. That is incredibly powerful. And so we congratulate you even on that, outside of being the fastest speed. So that's Alive. And of course, Rev has been with us a little longer than Alive has been, but you guys still managed to continue to up the par there as well. How did Rev find a fastest fixed network?
So one of the things we have to equate this all to is one, the network itself, but also in terms of the engineering teams that we have that support the networks. And so when we go back and we look at the teams that we have put in place to monitor, to measure the operation of our fixed network, it's tremendous what they've done, because one of the things, and as you said there, the HFC network, it's been in place much longer than the Alive network, but we continue to look at how we can enhance and improve upon that network, and we'll continue to do that.
Excellent. You mentioned teams, which I love, talking about the engineers that support the infrastructure that you've put in place. And one of the teams that I actually enjoy talking to, because they always resolve my issues, is the Alive customer service team. How does Alive maintain its world-class service?
Well, again, I mean, that's one of our core pillars. When you think about the customer experience, this is something that we had from the inception 5.5 years ago. But this is not applicable just to Alive. One of the things that we're doing across the full group of companies is there's something called NPS, which is our Net Promoter Score. And so what we're doing with that is that we're constantly getting feedback from our customers to determine exactly what experience that they're having and what we can do to enhance and to improve upon that. And so we continue to look at ways and means in terms of ensuring that that experience across both the fixed and mobile network are extraordinary.
Wow. And, what is Rev's and Alive's? I guess the Cable Bahamas group of companies would be the better title for this one. What is your company's commitment to its customers?
So first and foremost, we appreciate every one of the customers that we have. And so as we continue this journey with our customers, we will continue to look at ways in terms of how we can enhance the existing services that we have, improve upon those, and to continue to look at innovative ways that we can continue to provide services to them, and not just the products. I think most times we think about the technology or the products themselves and the devices, but also the experience, the overall experience when they walk into a retail center, when they pick up the phone and they contact us. We want to make sure that the experience that they have, they will be, they leave that store or they leave that conversation knowing that we totally care. And this is a good segment when we talk about community service, because that's another segment of our business that is ingrained into everything that we do and giving back and being a part of the fabric of the community.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I know that there's always something on the go, right? Both at Rev and Alive, there's always something new in the works, especially your new mobile apps. I'm hearing some talk on the street about smart home, telemedicine. I know that you all have been instrumental in supporting the educational frameworks. So kind of talk to us about anything that's on the horizon for Rev or Alive.
So I'm going to keep a little bit of surprise in the bag for now, but I can just show you. And as you said, when you talk about smart homes, we as a group of companies, overall for us, we want to ensure that connectivity that we have, the lifestyle experiences that we have for our customers is across the entire spectrum. And so we're continuing to look at ways in terms of different unique ways how we can improve upon that. So I'm not going to share just now. I know you're going to twist my arm as much as you can, but stay tuned for some exciting products and services coming from the group of companies.
All right. Well, we are going to definitely stay tuned for some exciting products and services to come from you. We're taking your word for it, Mr. Gomez, that you'll be back when it's time to make those announcements. I'm not going to twist your arm too much today because it's so early on a Monday.
I appreciate you.
All right, Mr. Gomez, any final words for us this morning, even just to your team as you all celebrate this accomplishment?
No, again, I mean, a shout out, as I said earlier, a shout out to all the teams across the group of companies. And this is not just the technical teams, it's all the supporting teams across the entire business in terms of what they do on a consistent basis, just to ensure that our customers have a tremendous experience. But also I want to send a shout out to our customers as well, because they are the ones in terms of why we do this. And we'll continue to be there for them. We will continue to find ways how to improve upon our services and also to ensure that they have the best experience possible when it comes to telecommunication services.
Excellent. Mr. Gomez, we thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Congratulations again to you and your team for continually knocking it out of the park, and certainly for winning these UCLA awards, which of course, as you mentioned, are prestigious, are worldwide, mark the global index. Congratulations for world class. That's what it is to you and your team.
Believe in best. We'll continue to do so.
Indeed, indeed. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise, a live Believes in Best, and of course, we're the best on television. So thank you for staying with us. We're going to be back in just a minute.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you for staying with us. Digital payments are the future of our economy. Well, that's according to our next guest, Jeffrey Beckles, who's the managing director at Island Pay, who will also be speaking about this at a Luther Business Outlook later this month. Mr. Beckles, good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Well, good morning. It's good to be here. Good morning, Bahamas.
So let's get right into this. What is a digital wallet and why should every Bahamian have one?
Well, a digital wallet really allows every Bahamian to have a digitized currency to be able to use for everyday transactions in life. We do know that fiat, or the paper money that we have, that we love to put in our pockets, is essentially going away simply because the acceptance of paper dollar bills globally is being diminished. And so it is being now moved to a new platform called a digital platform. And so Island Pay provides Bahamians the ability to have a integrated San dollar and fiat digital wallet that allows them to have the ability to participate in a local and a globalized community.
Okay, so let's talk then about the benefits of digital payments, right? Because I hear you, but I can imagine that there are some people who hear this and feel resistant toward it. They'll never take my paper dollars away, right? They're still struggling that the penny is gone. So talk to me then about the benefits of digital payments.
Well, the benefit of digital payments is that, one, it is very secure. And I think people need to understand that it is a very secure means of conducting business transactions. Secondly, it allows for greater inclusion. There are thousands and thousands of Bahamians who don't have bank accounts, who don't participate in the traditional economy using those traditional means. So it allows Bahamians everywhere to be able to participate. It also allows Bahamians to participate in using digital currencies because it's actually cheaper to use. Because in using a digital currency, you don't have all the overhead of the storefronts and the staffing and so forth. It is very safe. It is very secure. All of the wallets are fully KYC'd. And so for us, it's not so much the replacement. I think when we think about it, let's not think about it from the perspective that fiat or cash, physical cash is going away. It is about the acceptability of physical cash. Europe has been digital for the last decade or so. You could hardly find cash in Europe. In Asia, in North America, we're seeing that fewer and fewer places are accepting cash. So it's not about simply the replacement of cash, but the fact that many businesses, many merchants around the world prefer not to accept cash. And we have to remember too, cash is very expensive. It's expensive to manage, it's expensive to use, the security of it, the banking of it, the handling of it. It is an extremely expensive form of doing business. And so when we think about the digital currency, Bahamians should also think of the fact that, yes, it is a lot easier, it is a lot safer, and much easier access for global transactions.
Okay. Now let's talk about this because we're talking global, obviously, and you mentioned Europe,
Right.
and you talked about North America and Asia. But right here in the Bahamas, and in particular in the context of Eleuthera, since you will be speaking at the Eleuthera Business Outlook, how can digital currency change the face of businesses there and in the other family islands?
Well, it will affect it from two ways, and Island Pay is extremely pleased to be a part of this year's Eleuthera Business Outlook. And so we look forward to being there. But there are several things that the community of Eleuthera can expect. Digital payments affects both consumer and merchant. And so the consumers now have the ability to have access to digital wallets. The business community there, where the traditional banking services are no longer available, well, you can now hear about, and you will hear in Eleuthera about some of the solutions that Island Pay has provided to ease the lack of banking stress that has been placed on so many family island communities. You'll hear a lot about that, and you'll be able to hear things like talking about our digital payroll, for instance. Most of the family island businesses still pay a lot in cash, right? Well, guess what? We have a digital payroll solution that eliminates the need for merchants there and business owners to be concerned about running around with tons of cash on Friday or Saturday to pay staff. We have the ability to pay your staff digitally directly into their wallets, and they can literally have the ability to transact. So you'll hear a lot more about that. And then the other thing is our solution here in the Bahamas with our digital wallet. It's a global solution. In our principal partnership with MasterCard Global, that digital wallet that is downloaded as an Island Pay wallet is not just a domestic wallet. You then have the ability to use that same wallet and have access to every major platform globally. So wherever your favorite shopping spot is online or your favorite store in the United States, you can actually leave home. You don't even have to leave home, but you can order online, or you can leave home with a digital card attached to your wallet, and you can rent cars, go to hotels, buy airline tickets, go to your favorite theater in New York, just like you would with other traditional means, but you'll be using a less expensive means. And I think all of us in these times are looking forward to saving some money.
So, it sounds very good to me, but I'm sure there's still some people who are resistant to it and will have their challenges. If people are, how can they contact Island Pay and just, get more information, maybe have a one-on-one? What is that process like to get the actual device or the digital wallet to be on your phone or to be in your smartphone?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the cell phone, I'm looking for mine, is going to be the most important device that we have going forward. It's a very easy process. You can go to your favorite app store, Google or the Apple Store, and search for Island Pay. You can download that, and literally in about 3 minutes, you can have your wallet download. And in 24 hours, you can have your wallet approved and begin to use your services, our services. You can reach us at support@islandpay.com, support@islandpay.com, or you can call us at 502-8910, and one of our agents would be happy to walk you through the process. It is very easy. And I'll say this, there is typically resistance to any form of change, as we all know. But I believe that Bahamians would be shocked to see how easy it is to download the app, sign up, and begin to participate. And it's a great time for you to sign up now. We're running an extraordinary promotion with MasterCard. And so this is a good month to sign up.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So before we go, Mr. Beckles, we do have to wrap up. Why should people attend the Eleuthera Business Outlook?
Well, for one reason and one reason only, the Bahamas is looking forward to jumpstarting our economy. Eleuthera has played and will continue to play an extraordinary part of our economy. There's a lot of opportunity in Eleuthera, and I believe that now is the time for us to take a very serious look at what happens in our family islands. And Eleuthera, as far as the economy is concerned and expansion, and Eleuthera is just one of those islands that we have great opportunities. So we look forward to seeing you there.
Certainly. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mr. Beckles. I think you provided us a wealth of information, and I hope that people will take you up on it. The idea to be ahead of the game, right? This is going to happen. And so the earlier that you get used to it, the earlier that you adjust to it, the better off you'll be. So thank you so much for joining us again.
Indeed. Pleasure.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Certainly, it was informative and incredibly educational, and hopefully empowering as a result of the information that you got. Remember to continue to receive information without implementation. Oh, these stagnation. So make sure that you guys are taking this all in, that you're being active about pursuing some new opportunities and new goals, including perhaps looking into attending the Eleuthera Business Outlook. Again, that happens on Thursday, April 28th. And you can check out our Bahamas Business Outlook Facebook page for more details. Again, it's been a pleasure being with you this morning. We'll see you back on Friday. Safe and wonderful week, Bahamas. Bye.